Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another weekly edition of Into the Void. This is a game between RevoltngBlob and Bojangles on Habitation Station, the latter edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Bojangles. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is RevoltngBlob, or RevoltngBlob. I think he ran out of letters there, had to sacrifice an I to fit inside the character namespace. Anyway, and regardless, here we are with a TVZ from Into the Void. If you're new to the channel, this is my weekly examination of silver and bronze level gameplay. A lot of players are in here. I figured we'd check it out, be entertained by some of the weirder strategies that we see at this level of StarCraft 2, and also, whoa! Like that, for example, sending all your SCVs to build a refinery. I don't know what that was from Bojangles. But also to learn. I will try to give some tips throughout this game. If you're new to the game, might try watching this series, just kind of learn how the game works out and get some general build orders and the like. So RevoltngBlob is going for the hatch first play into an extractor, into a pool. That's usually done at 17, 17, and 17 supply. There are variations depending on who you're watching and who it is that's playing, but generally, it's a 17 hatch, get another drone, 17 extractor, get another drone, 17 spawning pool is going to be safe and sound in most situations. Ah, crap, where's my list? Hang on. Okay, we're going to get the Reaper name list ready just in case. Just in case we see a Reaper out of Bojangles actually not doing anything at all with his barracks. Oh, going right to Tech Lab. Oh, no, list unnecessary. List unnecessary. No Reaper. Oh, Reapers for Into the Void are always very fun. They're either really good because the opponent is bad at defending against them, or they die instantly. Like, there's really no middle ground on those ones. So barracks on the way for Bojangles. Went for, it looks like a racks. So supply depot, racks, refinery, racks type play. Usually we'll see a supply depot racks into an command center down here for an expansion, which is generally pretty safe. You get the Reaper out, you can defend against slowlings very, very well, as that's pretty much all that the Zerg player can do in these first couple of minutes. Neither player doing that great on the worker count, 15 to 19 right now. Yeah, RevoltngBlob doesn't even have that 17, or that worker count that he should at this point. Did he make a ton of lings? Where are we looking at? Oh, I just made a bunch of drones. Bunch of drones just now popping out. Does he have any Zerglings? No. No, I was looking at the mini-map, but no. Alright, so this is Habitation Station. Have I actually cast a game on Habitation Station before? I mean, before this recent re-release of Habitation Station. I'm trying to remember. I gotta just look at the list, see when they were released, and determine it, because there have been a lot of maps that I've cast games on. I like that Bojangles is continually making supply depots. You'll notice he's not getting supply blocked. This is very important for your lobby players. Continue making workers. SCVs, probes, and drones continue making supply. These are the two things you really want to do. That's interesting. It shows... Does that show everything that they have when you hover here? 14 Marines. Does he have 14 Marines? Holy smokes, he's got 14 Marines. I am moderately surprised by this. Alright, so usually what happens if you see this many Marines is your Terran player will also have a factory and a starport, make a couple medevacs out of that starport, and then move out with the Marines in a couple minutes from now. But he wants to be a little bit earlier than this. And Speedlings trying to run by. Oh, getting absolutely splattered into red blotches on the ground by those Marines. They want nothing doing. But the Lings scouted. That's the important thing. In response, RevoltngBlob is making 4 Zerglings. I don't think that's enough. This might not go very well for our Zerg player. He's getting a Baneling nest. He's making 10 Lings now, which is good. His queen should be useful in this situation, but what you don't want to do as the Zerg is trickle out your Lings 2 or 3 or 1 at a time, just like this. 4 Lings at once. Oh, Bojangles! Bojangles! Yep, man, those Lings died immediately. Stutter step action from Bojangles. Drone pull, great drone pull. Good reaction time there from RevoltngBlob. If there are units killing your workers, pull them away. It is better to lose that mining time than to lose the drones for all time, is what I always say. Spine crawlers coming up for RevoltngBlob. Terran player going to take down this hatch. This is an actually very surprising timing attack out of our Terran player, and it works. The hatchery falls. Has he lost anything yet? No, our Terran player is completely unblemished in that lost column. More and more Marines coming in. Reactor coming up. as well. They do have stim. These Marines do have stim, but no medevacs with which to heal them. So we've got Banelings, we have Lings, we have Spine Crawlers at the top in here in the main. Is that enough? Is that enough? The Lings need to make room for the Banelings. Oh, good target firing on those Banes, though. Nice job. Baneling hits, taking out a large group of the Marines. Now the Marines are gone. And they do just barely get cleaned up with the final Ling left from RevoltngBlob. 20 Marines have now died. 20 resources lost. 17, about 1,800 for the Zerg and about 1,000 for the Terran. So far, I would say that our Terran player is in the lead. He is expanding. He's making a command center on the high ground here. He's going to float it down onto that low ground, which, you know, is fine. I don't know that you have to worry about a counterattack from the Zerg. You just killed his base. You killed a ton of Zerglings. 40 Zerglings died thus far in the game. Although feeling a little aggressive, not playing defensive. Baneling on the high ground with Lings behind it, defending that expansion. Bojangles, go. Lift. Move. Expand. Excellent. 27 to 24 workers. Neither player super high on the macro. You'll notice neither of them are making workers at this point, which you definitely need to do. I understand you're oversaturated. It does show you 21 out of 16 here if you're the Zerg, but keep making them because you're going to want to transfer as soon as your second hatch is done. Same thing for the Terran. Just keep making them, and you want to transfer when this base lands. Exactly right. Hey, good job. Good job, RevoltngBlob and Bojangles. Great supply depot wall of the natural is here for Bojangles. And continuing to make Marines. It's like Marines or die at this point. Making some Widow Mines too, which is excellent. Engineering Bay, getting that there +1 attack. And medevacs coming in. Medevacs have been changed. They do have an upgrade available on the Tech Lab. On the Starport, I believe is where it is. Where it gives them additional time on that boost that they have. Where are you? There it is. High capacity fuel tanks. Research at the Starport Tech Lab increases the medevac's fuel reserves, allowing Ignite Afterburners to last 50% longer. Which I don't know if we're ever going to see, honestly. At least not professional games. I just don't think it's an upgrade that pros will ever really want to use. The boost time on medevacs is kind of good enough. Adding another half to it, just I don't feel like it's going to make enough of a difference that'll be worth the upgrade. Could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I mean, I always like to read up on the pros of what they talk about when upgrades are announced, especially in Hearthstone and new cards come out. I like to see what the commentators and the players say about them because oftentimes they're extraordinarily wrong. But here comes a Widow Mine drop into the main base by into our RevoltngBlob's area. You have to burrow the Widow Mines. You have to burrow the Widow Mines. Bojangles, tell me you knew. Yes, you bleeped that up. That is very true, as Medevac heads home in shame. No, I believe he knew he had to burrow the Widow Mines. Was he pressing the wrong button? Was he... I don't know, because nothing can prevent the burrow, unless they're being fungled, but that was not happening. So, free Widow Mines. Free Widow Mines. And the thing is, those would have done a ton of damage. Are there any Overseers? There are now. Overseers just now coming in, but there was no detection at all for RevoltngBlob. Those Widow Mines come in, they fire. That's a lot of dead drones. I don't think RevoltngBlob was pulling his drones from that situation. So very nice two-base work going on from the Zerg, but nice two-base work from the Terran. Generally, as the Zerg, you want to be one base up on your opponent unless you're doing some major attack in the next couple minutes. Because if you don't do that, you're going to be behind economically. Third base coming up from RevoltngBlob. There we go, along that bottom left side for our Zerg. +2 attack on the way for Bojangles. I like that. Marauders coming in as well. A lot of roaches. 12 roaches coming on in for our friend RevoltngBlob. Morphing in from their eggs being born. It's a pretty fast birth cycle, isn't it? Like, you take the eggs, the queen, like, I don't know, does the queen fertilate them? What's the word I'm thinking of here? Anyway, tells the egg what to be, and then roaches come out like 45 seconds later. It's pretty nuts. Pretty darn nuts. Roaches, Lings, Banelings. Banelings with speed 4.13. Yep, I believe that is with the speed. And indeed, it has been researched. Glial reconstitution coming up for them roaches. Bojangles, just working Marines, Marauders, Medevacs. Widow Mines as well. Here comes another drop. Attempting this with Widow Mines, with Marauders, with Marines. Going to try to sneak on up here into the main base. Nothing scouting this. Revolting Blob going to be in a lot of trouble. Here come the Marines. Here come the Marauders. Taking down 2 queens without much difficulty at all. 1 queen, 2 queens down. Widow Mines have burrowed. Lings that come in might actually generate some friendly fire. Nope, not that time. Picked up. Got out of the way of that. There is still a Widow Mine here. Poosh, killing a single Marine. Another one fires. Getting 2 units there as well. Might have been a friendly fire there at the same time. So I don't know. The drops seem pretty good, but I think it only killed 2 queens. In all reality here, Banelings crashing on into this drop. Oh, get out of there. Run. Run, Bojangles. And he is. He's getting out of there with his medevacs. Ravagers morphing in. Did the Ravagers lose their armored designation? That was something that I heard as well. Widow Mines firing once more. Getting a couple more kills. Not the most super effective ones I've ever seen, but still. Pretty darn fantastic. Yeah, Ravagers, biological units, and armored biological for the Roach. So it's weird to me they evolve and lose their armored status. Like, did they just drop it on the ground? Hydras coming in for Revolting Blob. So good. So good, Hydras, with their extra range and their extra speed, and they just hit as hard as they ever used to. And it's amazing what a range boost, what a difference that can make for the Zerg component. Spore Crawler's coming up on this top side of his main base from Revolting Blob. He doesn't want that to happen again. He does not want more drops to come up there without him having anything to do about it. Third base is here, but absolutely no workers. Made a couple extractors, did Revolting Blob, but not really helping that much in the grand scheme of things. Single Widow Mine with a little headlight on his front is traversing across the map. They're going to burrow just outside the distance of the single Xel'Naga watchtower on this map to the north along this path of detection. I think he just wants to know if any Lings or Banelings come his way. There's that Grooved Spines upgrade, increasing the Hydra range by 2. So good. So good indeed. More factories coming in for Bojangles, which means more Widow Mines. He's playing this very Heart of the Swarm style, except for the Liberators. That's new. But it's Marine, Marauder, Widow Mine, Medevac, which was very, very popular, especially popularized by players like Polt back in Heart of the Swarm. But today, Bojangles using it with some Liberator increase as well. Supply blocked. Are you supply blocked, Bojangles? Yes, supply blocked. 94 to 94. Blob is at 111 out of 112. He is also almost supply blocked with making some Overlords to compensate for that. Is that +2 missile attack? +2 missile attack on the way from Blob. That is not bad for an Into the Void game at the 12-minute mark. Bojangles taking a third base down here. Sneaky, sneaky third ninja expansion. There's no way Zerg player is going to find that. Nope. I'll bet you $1 that Zerg player does not find this thing in the next like 5 minutes. There's not a possibility of it. He'll get it up and running for sure. So we have a very nice Hydra, Roach, Ravager army here. Are there actually any Roaches in this army? Yes, there are Roaches in this army with a +1, +1, +2 on the way. 11 drones coming in from Blob. Finally, he will be at a level I feel is acceptable for Zerg at the 13-minute mark. About 70 workers. Bam, that's good. Anywhere from 65 to 80 can be good for Zerg as a max drone count, depending on what you're trying to do. Another drop. Oh, trying to sneak on up here from our medevac player. And there are Spore Crawlers, though. Let's see the reaction time on Bojangles. If he gets in there and he just lets the medevac fly directly into those Spore Crawlers and die, this will be a true Into the Void game. Although he's being very careful here. Is he trying to do multi-pronged assault? Bojangles has been watching the pros. He's been watching. And here we go. So medevac's trying to sneak on up. Fourth base on the way from Blob. Here at this gold base, just to the right and across the way from his main. Yeah, he's going to try to drop the main and drop this third at the same time, which is a good idea, except for these Spore Crawlers. Can the medevac see this? No, medevac does not know those spores are there. Oh, this is going to be bad. I like the idea from Bojangles. I really do. Multi-pronged drops are extremely good for Terran, but in this situation, if you just fly them right into Spore Crawlers, not as good. And considering the entire army is right outside the third base for Blob, the attack there isn't going to do much either. So Bojangles, I wish you luck, but I don't see this working out super well for you. So here come the drops. Up to this third, unloading just south of the third. Medevac flying past the Spore Crawlers and actually not dying. Taking a nice angle there, killing a ton of drones. Attack coming on in as the army moves away. Bojangles! Bojangles, you have exceeded expectations. Absolutely tearing apart this third base. So many dead workers. Blob is down to 39 drones from 70. A pickup and a boost out and a run. Although Hydras take out one of the medevacs, this drop is still doing stuff here inside the main base. Some roaches left behind. But again, Marauders excellent in the situation. The Hydras, though, the real problem. As the Terran attack gets cleaned up, a drop here in the natural base. Again, Bojangles. Bojangles not giving up. Continuing the assault with Marauders, with Marines. Marine, rather. There's only a single one here. The Hydras do clean out those medevacs. But that is 45 drones killed by Bojangles in this game. Absolutely sick. Oof, what is that? 5,900 resources lost by the Zerg and only 3,900 lost for the Terran. So absolutely beautiful play from Bojangles. I questioned you, Bojangles, and I was wrong. Drops here in the main base, pulls the army away from the third, absolutely annihilates the third while the army is away. Does some attacking in the natural as well. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe from Mr. Bojangles. Planetary Fortress up. Where is it? Another base here? Another base here from Bojangles. See what I said? Sneaky, sneaky fourth base. Ninja Expand did not get detected by the Zerg at all. Mostly because Bojangles kept him busy with other stuff. But I just... Alright, here he comes. Blob's moving out. He recognizes he's in trouble. He is up 47 to 38 workers, though, so he's coming back. He's actually coming back economically. He replaced a lot of those drones that died. Here come the Liberators, the Marines, the tanks, and here comes the rest of the army. Lurkers mixed in here for Blob as well. Tanks not even in siege mode. Liberators not deploying defender mode. Oh no, Zerg getting a full surround. Fungals on everything and Fester play. What is this madness? Widowmines have burrowed, but I think that might be it. I don't even... What's even here for the Terran army right now? Nothing. Nothing is here for the Terran army now. An absolutely disgusting display of Zerg dominance in that particular attack. Blob moving on out. Widowmines killing a Ravager. That corpse flying far? Really far. Where are your Overseers? Did you lose your Overseers? More Widowmine shots killing stuff. 4 kills on that one. 1 kill on that one. This is giving Bojangles enough time to remake his army to a certain extent. Dude, Liberator. Set up. There we go. This one has the defender mode circle. So Bojangles walked his army to the middle of the map. Did not siege his tanks. Did not set up defender mode on his Liberators. Just absolutely kind of got A-moved by RevoltngBlob with some Infester Fungal in there as well. It wasn't a total A-move from the Zerg player, but some Lurkers burrowed. But after that, I mean, it was an annihilation for sure. So both players have taken major hits to the chin. A drop here from Bojangle at the gold base can unload here. Definitely going to try to kill this hatch for sure. Hydra's redirecting from rejoining everybody in the middle. Drones coming at the wrong time, wrong place, wrong time, but Hydras, get out, run. Hydras are here, your medevacs are gone, they are forfeit. And they are. Yeah, I mean, Hydras have always been scary for medevacs, but especially now with that range of 7, it's just, they show up on the scene and you dead. Oh, he burrowed his drones to save them. Great play. Great play, RevoltngBlob. These guys are good. I mean, you know, the macro's not that great. Another Widowmine shot. The micro skills aren't the best either. Decision making better. But I feel like they have some good core mechanics that will help them in the future to become platinum and gold and diamond level players for sure. And if they keep working at it, they too can be masters and grandmasters of StarCraft 2. Have I mentioned how much I like these little glowy things around the Vespian geysers? No? They're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. They look like shields, but the drones can get in there just fine. So I don't know. Maybe it's like, it's for show. Blob's up 141 to 101 total supply. Bojangles has a ton of bases. His worker count has just kind of been anemic, though. He's kind of sat around 30 workers most of the game. He hasn't lost any SCVs. He's just not making them on a consistent basis, so he doesn't have the income to support what he wants to do. Yes, he has a lot of stuff in the bank, about 3,000 minerals and 600 gas, but that's the same thing for Blob. I mean, Blob has as much in the bank as well. So army supply... looking really good for the Zerg, about 7,000, 8,000 versus only about 3,000, maybe 4,200 for the Terran. Lurkers are here. Widowmine shots firing on those Hydras, killing a bunch of them. Tank splash, scaring everybody away. Tank damage has been increased, 40 damage and 70 damage versus armored. That's definitely been bumped up on both of those counts. Hydras are just, the one thing that has been changed is they only have 80 hit points. That is what they have. Lurkers slowly sieging in, taking care of those Widowmines that have been defending the front line of Bojangles for a while. Liberator needs support. Liberator needs support. You can't just have it sitting there alone. The Hydras will come in and snipe that thing down so fast. So dead fast. How many workers are on this patch? 3 workers on this final mineral patch inside the main base of RevoltngBlob. Tank splash Liberator's getting some shots off here. Like I said, the Hydra's taking it down, but the tank's getting their due as well. This tank especially, 5 kills on this high ground inside the natural base. Don't attack here, Blob. You're mobile. Get around, come around the outside, come from this backside, and I think you can do a little bit better. Oh, Lurker's in the range of that siege tank, though. Tank dies. Marauders, Marines coming up to attack. No, pull back, and he does. He does retreat in time. Don't go into these tanks, Hydras. You can't do that either. Okay. All right, you got to commit one way or the other. Get in there, attack the tanks, or don't go in there. You can't go in halfway, get shelled by the tanks, and then retreat while getting shelled by the tanks. It is not good. It is not great at all. +2/+2 Hydras. Again, nothing to sneeze at. Ultras on the way. Ultras have been nerfed, losing 1 total armor when they are fully upgraded. Sneaky base by Bojangles, still invisible to the Zerg player. You will notice. You will notice. Another Widowmine shot. Yep, doesn't get a kill, but does weaken a Lurker. Hydra's coming in with Overseer support. You stupid Widowmine, get out of there. There we go. I think that's the last Widowmine that's out in the middle of Nowheresville. Another drop. Bojangles is being sieged at his front door and feels confident enough to go for yet another drop along the south side of this map. Tank count is looking healthy. 5 of them here right at the front door. +3/+2 on the Marines and the Marauders. Upgrades fantastic as well. That +3 armor just about complete. Sneaky base, not really a sneaky base, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th base here for RevoltngBlob. Unloading, murdering, drones, transferring, just trying to expand everywhere is RevoltngBlob, and it doesn't really work out. It turns out loses 1, more drones coming to expand just wherever the heck they want. Where are you going? Oh, making an extractor. Okay. And actually pulling the whole army back with these drops. Really worried about the drops. See, now here's the thing. You don't have to send your whole army back home to deal with 2 medevacs. You want to have some roaches, some hydras, some lings. Queen support as well can be very good. But here comes a double medevac drop at the 3rd base. The army is here, though. At this point, you kind of tipped your hand when you killed that 5th base, rather. And that sound you hear is a lot of Marines dying. Trying to sneak up here to the natural base. Might kill yet another queen. How many queens is that? 6? 6 queens have been killed so far. Lurker comes in to burrow, pick up, boost out. 1 medevac dies because, again, Hydras are on the scene. Trying to kill these overlords with the remaining 5 Marines that are here. No, not going to happen. Get out of there, medevac, and a couple more shots. Medevac dead. Oh, survives. Survives. The Hydra range not enough to murder it as it comes up to the left dead airspace. Up here, Kindness plating on the way. RevoltngBlob is definitely planning on getting them ultras. +3/+3 coming up for the roaches and the ravagers and the hydras and the queens. Mind you, don't forget the queens. They benefit from those ranged upgrades as well. So Bojangles actually holding on. I was worried about him. Once he got like massacred in the middle of the map here and the Zerg army kept coming, Widowmines and tanks saved him. The drop gave him additional time. He has so many command centers right now. How many does he have? He has 2 planetary fortresses, 2 orbital commands, and 3 regular command centers. So, oh man, the ultras are here though. So dead scary. Here it is. Let's see how ultras do in this Into the Void. The rest of the army needs to come with though. 1 ultra just gets murdered out in the middle of the open without really doing any damage at all. And by mean really any damage, I mean any damage whatsoever. Lings just getting massacred as they try to get on top of these tanks. I think friendly fire took out a tank. I'm not sure that was the Lings' responsibility. You have to go all at once. You send the Lings in, then you send everybody else in. Ultras not on hold position. That's for sure. Sneaking on back home. Oh man, this is absolutely nuts. So Lurkers setting up shop. Infestors, which can now cast Well Burrowed. That is a new change to the current patch of 3.8 of Legacy of the Void. Throwing down there. See, throw down the fungals, then you charge in. Then you charge in. You can't. Yeah, that new thing. There's the scan. About 4 seconds too late. About 4 seconds, which is essentially forever. Okay, here's what you do. You come in with the infestors, you fungal, then you bring the Lings in, and the Hydras and the Lurkers, you burrow them while nobody can move. And then you bring the Ultras in as well. So both players are maxed out, which we don't see a lot of in Into the Void. In all reality, Lurkers are just... They haven't been changed at all, but they're still really good against bio, and especially against tanks if they can hit them because of their extra damage. Versus armored units, tanks, slowly sieging forward. You needed one more scan. One more scan, you can hit those things. Can you? No, you can't. You're still out of range. Ugh. Is that a ton of Banes? That is a ton of Banelings here. So the Ultras have 6 armor, soon to be 7. Only +1 attack, though. Probably could work on that if you want. So what are we looking at here? We got 15 Banes, 9 Ultras, 7 Infestors, 6 Lurkers. Liberators setting up shop. I like the composition. I do. Are these drones sacrificial drones to free up supply? No, they were transferring somewhere. And they accidentally went into the middle of the battle and one of them got murdered. Again, composition from these players, the patience displayed by these players is really good for Into the Void. It's just, I don't know, they need more aggression or something. Here we go. Ultras moving in. Banelings crashing on. Great Fungals being tossed down as well. The Ultras on top of everything. They do have that full armor upgrade. And yes, the Terran army getting torn apart here. Marauders, not enough. Marines, not enough. Tank with 1 kill. Not enough. Once again, the Zerg player able to get that win in the middle of the map. Can he make it work, though? Can he finish it? Because you can win all the battles you want, but if you lose the game in the end, it doesn't count as anything. Nobody remembers. Nobody remembers the battles you won if you lost all your games. Ultra here with 2 kills. Planetary Fortress set up. Ultra's on this bio. Still really good. As it turns out, Hydra's taking down Medevacs in the end. 119 to 62 total supply, and that is it. The GG from Bojangles. Bojangles with the GG. RevoltngBlob with the GG, and that is it. Zerg gets the win in today's Into the Void. You know what? I'm getting some really good Into the Voids recently. I feel like that was a really, really fun game. Major battles happened. Drops happened. There were tanks getting stuck back here from Bojangles. Oh no, poor tanks. Poor tanks getting stuck up here inside the main base. Probably could have been useful in that final battle, but in the end, I just think it's timing that really holds these players back. Again, this isn't just like rushing Void Ray. It's not going mass Marine and nothing else, or just mass Hydra and nothing else. For these players, they're getting nice compositions. They're varied. They help each other out. I mean, they're patient. I just feel like they need to be a little bit faster, make decisions faster. Bojangles, as I said, never really got that economy up and running. He didn't lose a single SCV in that game, and he ended with 43. A 26-minute game with 43 workers is never going to do you any well at all. RevoltngBlob ends up with 46, but he did lose 55 drones along the way. Just got to replace those, man. Just got to replace those. And again, scout sneaky bases. Scout bases like this. That's what you got to do. All right, so that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another weekly edition of Into the Void. Whew, this is... You can catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /FalconPaladin. If you'd like to submit your replay to Into the Void, do so at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. when push comes to shove. There's a light upon you, and you follow it on. Looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars. You're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion when push comes to shove? And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void. And you're running into the void.